The healing power of prayer, supporting your husband in times of illness. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when we least expect it. One day, everything feels steady. Your husband is laughing, working, being the rock you lean on, and the next, illness creeps in, turning your world upside down. It's a moment that can feel heavy with fear, confusion, and even helplessness. But here's the beautiful truth. Even in the darkest times, there's a light you can hold on to. When your husband falls ill, it's not just a challenge. It's a chance to grow closer, to lean into love, and to tap into something bigger than yourselves. Prayer becomes your anchor, a quiet but mighty tool that doesn't just ask for healing, but wraps you both in peace and hope. Think about it. Illness doesn't just affect the body. It tugs at the heart, the mind, and the spirit. As a wife, you might feel the weight of wanting to fix things, to take away his pain. But sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do isn't found in a medicine bottle. It's in the stillness of prayer and the warmth of your presence. This journey isn't easy, but it's one you don't have to walk alone. It's a path where love shines through, where faith can steady your steps, and where every small act of care becomes a lifeline. In this expanded reflection, we'll explore how prayer, paired with tangible support, can transform this tough season into something meaningful, not just for your husband's healing, but for the bond you share. So grab a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's dive into how you can be a source of strength and light for him right now. The role of a husband. A husband often wears many hats in a family. He's the provider who clocks long hours to keep the lights on, the protector who makes you feel safe, the partner who knows just how you like your coffee. He's the steady hand that fixes the leaky faucet, or the warm voice that calms the kids after a storm. In so many ways, he's the heartbeat of your home, a quiet strength you might not even notice until it falters. But when illness strikes, that strength can waver. Suddenly, the man who's always been your rock is the one who needs holding up. It's a shift that can feel jarring, even surreal. Take my friend Sarah's story. Her husband, Mike, was the kind of guy who never missed a day of work. He'd shovel the driveway in a blizzard, coach Little League, and still find time to grill dinner. Then came the diagnosis, a chronic condition that left him exhausted and bedridden. Sarah said it was like watching Superman lose his cape. But here's what she learned. Even in his weakness, Mike was still her husband, still the man she loved. Illness didn't erase who he was. It just revealed a new side of him, one that needed her in a different way. That's the thing about a husband's role. It's not static. When he's sick, he's not less of a man. He's just human, like the rest of us. And as his wife, you get to step into a new role too. Not just his partner, but his comforter, his cheerleader, his safe place. This isn't about him failing or you taking over. It's about meeting him where he is. Maybe he can't lift the groceries right now, but he still lights up when you laugh at his terrible jokes. Illness might steal his energy, but it can't steal the love you've built. And in this vulnerable space, you have a chance to deepen that love, to show him that your commitment isn't just for the good days. Prayer becomes your bridge here, your way of saying, I see you, I'm with you, and we're in this together. The importance of prayer. Prayer is like a warm blanket on a cold night. It doesn't fix everything, but it wraps you in something comforting when you need it most. When your husband's sick, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. You might spend hours Googling symptoms or pacing the kitchen, wondering what tomorrow holds. But prayer? It's a pause button. It's 8 minutes, less time than it takes to brew coffee, where you can let go of the what-ifs and lean into hope. It's not about magic words or begging for miracles, though miracles are always welcome. It's about opening your heart and trusting that you're not carrying this alone. Imagine this. You sit by his bedside, or maybe in the quiet of your living room, and you whisper, Dear God, please wrap my husband in your peace. Give him strength to fight this, and let him feel how much he's loved. That's it. No fancy script needed, just you being real. Studies even back this up. Research from places like the American Psychological Association shows prayer can lower stress and boost a sense of well-being, not just for the person praying, but for the one being prayed for. It's like sending out invisible waves of love that he can feel, even if he doesn't say it. For me, prayer became a lifeline when my uncle was in the hospital. I'd sit in the waiting room, hands clasped, asking for healing, not just for his body, but for his spirit. And something shifted. I felt calmer, like I'd handed over the fear I couldn't carry. My aunt said she felt it too, like a lightness in the air. That's the ripple effect of prayer. It doesn't just stay with you, it reaches him. So try it. Set a timer for 8 minutes today. Speak from your heart. Maybe you ask for his pain to ease, or for the doctors to have wisdom. Maybe you just say, "Hold him, Lord." Whatever it is, let it be yours. It's a small act that builds a big bridge, one of faith, love, and quiet power. Demonstrating love through actions. Prayer sets the stage, but love shines brightest when you pair it with action. Your husband might not say it, he might be too tired or proud, but the little things you do, they're his lifeline. Think about quality time first. It doesn't have to be grand. One evening, when my friend Lisa's husband was recovering from surgery, she pulled up a chair, popped in his favorite old Western movie, and just sat there with him. No words, just the sound of John Wayne and their breathing. She said he reached for her hand halfway through, and it was the most connected they'd felt in weeks. That's healing. Your presence saying, "I'm not going anywhere." Then there's the small acts of kindness. Maybe you brew him tea with honey, the way he likes it, or fluff his pillow before he rests. Picture this. He's had a rough day, aching and frustrated, and you show up with a bowl of his mom's chicken soup recipe you secretly mastered. It's not just food, it's a hug in a bowl. Or maybe you take over mowing the lawn so he doesn't worry about it. These aren't chores, they're love letters. And encouragement, that's the spark. Tell him you're tougher than this sickness, or share a memory of when he carried you through your own hard day. My cousin once taped little notes around her husband's room, things like, "You've got this," and "I'm so proud of you." He kept them long after he got better. These actions don't need to be loud. They're quiet proofs of your vow through sickness and health. They say, "I see you struggling, and I'm here to lift you up." So today, try one. Sit with him, cook something warm, whisper a word of hope. It's love with hands and feet, and it's more powerful than you might ever know. The community of support. You're not meant to carry this alone. None of us are. When your husband's sick, it's easy to shrink into your own little world, but reaching out can change everything. Your sister might not have medical answers, but she can pray with you over the phone. Your neighbor might drop off a casserole, giving you one less thing to stress about. And your church group, they can form a prayer chain that wraps your husband in a blanket of faith. There's a verse in the Bible, Ecclesiastes 4, verse 12, that says a cord of 3 strands isn't easily broken. That's community. You, him, and the people who love you, braided together. I saw this with my coworker, Jen. Her husband had cancer and she was drowning in worry. One day she mentioned it at book club, and the next thing she knew, friends were praying daily, sending cards, even setting up a meal train. She told me the prayers felt like a shield, like every whispered "God, heal him," added armor to their fight. You can do this too. Call a friend and say, "Can you pray for us?" Text your pastor, or gather a few loved ones for a prayer circle. Light a candle, hold hands, and ask for strength together. It's not weakness to ask, it's wisdom. And the bonus? Your husband feels it. He knows he's not just your hero, he's theirs too. That collective love can lift him when he's too weary to rise. Reflection and gratitude. Illness can cloud everything with fear, but gratitude is like sunlight breaking through. It's not about pretending everything's fine. It's about finding the good tucked inside the hard. Start a gratitude journal. Jot down 3 things daily. Maybe his smile when you walked in, the way he still teases you, or even the quiet of a morning together. My mom did this when Dad was sick. She wrote, "He held my hand today, and the nurse said he's a fighter." It didn't erase the pain, but it reminded her of the love still alive between them. Reflect too. Sit with a cup of tea and think, what's this teaching us? Maybe it's patience, or how to cherish the small stuff. One night, I watched my parents laugh over a silly memory. Dad in a hospital gown, Mom sneaking him contraband cookies. That laughter was gold. Write it down. Hold it close. Gratitude shifts your eyes from what's broken to what's whole, and it weaves a thread of peace through your days. Conclusion. When illness knocks on your door, it's not the end of your story. It's a chapter. Prayer and love are your pens, letting you write something beautiful, even now. 8 minutes of prayer, a hand held, a meal shared. These are your tools to heal not just his body, but your marriage. You're not alone. God's there. Your people are there, and you're there stronger than you know. Trust the process. Love him through it. And watch how this season, tough as it is, grows you closer than ever. After watching, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I have many good videos to share. Learn to give, and God will give you peace.